Hello guys, welcome to my channel. Today in Android Learning series, we will learn the practical implementation of Room API. In last lecture, we have read about the theoretical concept of Room, in which we read about the what is Room, what is the advantage of Room as compared to SQLite, and architecture of Room, component of Room. Now in this video, I am explaining how to insert a record in SQLite database using Room. So don't wasting your time. So I'm starting the video, and first of all I have designed the layout. This layout is very simple because it's not easy to implement the layout and then you start the coding. It is to create the big video. So to reduce the size of the video, I have designed already because everybody can design this layout. So here enter information using Room API, then user ID, name and password, insert button, display button, delete button, update button. And if you want to see the XML code, you can see the XML code also. So there is a text view, edit text, 3 edit text, and then button, insert, update, delete. So simple interface, nothing special in it. If you are an Android developer, you know how to design this layout. So the design layout is designed. Now we have to link the Room API here with this application. So for linking this, we need a Gradle plugin. So we have to insert here the Room API plugin. Here we have to insert. So how to insert? Just go to the Google, and if you type the Room API, so it will give you the developer website, Android developer, Android developer.android.com, training data storage Room. So this is the link in which we can use the API. So what we have to do? You have to copy these two line from here, and these two line you have to paste in your application. These are must. All other are optional. Doesn't need to implement, but these two are the most important API if you want to use the Room in our application. So just copy and go to your application and paste here. So after paste, it asks for synchronization of your application. Just click on sync now, and just in a few seconds it will synchronize the application and it will insert the, you see, configuration successful. So we have insert the library Room API in our application. Done. Now we have to close this Gradle file. Now we have the activity, we have a screen layout. Now step by step we have to perform some tasks. So what are the tasks? Just read from the Google developer website. So we have insert the library. Now we have read about all these theoretical concept also. The first step here is to create an entity class. This is the first step, to create an entity class. So this entity class we have to create. So this is all about the class. So you can copy paste also here, or you can create some other thing also. So first of all, what we have to do, we are going here in a code and we create a new class. So right click here, just right click, create a new class, Java class, and give the name whatever you want, user or login. We give the user same which is there, and click. So this class is here. So what we have to do, we have to write here the entity, okay, and we have to put the name of the table. So table name, and we have to give the table name whatever you want to give. If it is user, so user you can give user table, or whatever the name you want to give. Here if you can say user table, okay. So user table, the name of the class is user. So this may be same. You can put the user also. You can change the user table also. So this is the entity. Okay. So it is the name of the table. So user table. Okay. Now you can define here the field which is going to be created in a table. If you see here, we have a 3 field. Okay. So If you doesn't give the table name, the automatically name is user. So if I doesn't give the name, for example, here I remove this line table code, so automatically name of the table would be user. But now I have given the manual name, the user table. It depends on you. Now we have to create a field. So how we can create a field? Just we can copy here this data, or we can create user ID, name and password type of thing. So we can create here. First thing is a primary key. Primary key is must. So this first field is primary key. So I say public int UID. Okay, this is the first field. Second field is column info. Column info. Column info is for generating a column. So first column is the UID. It's called primary key, and second is the void public string name. Okay, if I doesn't give here name anything on column info, that means automatically field name is name. You see, field name is name. But if I want to change the column name, means if I want the column name should be first name like this. This should not be first name like this. First underscore name. So if I want to manually give the field name and does not want the same name as the name of the field, so I can change it. For example, if there is a name, or if I want to say it full name, so I can say name. I can give here full name. So like this I can give the name also. You see, name equal to this first name, I say full name. Okay, so this way I can declare. So this is the name of the field in table, and this is the name in a class. Now again one more column, if I take column info name, here I give the name is password. Okay, but here I give the name public string pwd. Okay, here is the name is pwd, but the actual name in the table is password. So here actual name is UID. I'm not changing a name because it's a primary key. But here name is full name and here is a password. In table is this. Now we have to create a getter and setter also for this. So go to generate, go to getter and setter. Go there, generate, getter and setter, and select the field and click OK. So it will generate getter and setter method of these field. Okay, it is must, it is compulsory. So here we have created the entity and a table name, and we have generated the field also, which is going to be stored in a SQLite database. So first thing is complete. Now second step is use the DAO, data access object. So data access object is an interface. So we have to create the interface and we have to define the method which we are going to use here. First method to insert a record, second method to other display, delete, update. So what we have to do, again we have to create a class. So we create new class here, and we can give the name of the class is my DAO. Okay, my user DAO. Okay, class we create here, and here we change the name of this is interface. Okay, because this should be interface, and here we declare it DAO. Okay, and here we can define a method. We can define a method public. It will return a list of object of user type, because the name of the class is user. So it will return the data in a user format, and get user info is the name of the function which we are declaring here, and alt and enter for importing a library. Alt and enter for importing a library. Now we have to give annotation query. Remember, we have to give query, and here we have to pass the query also. What query we want to generate from here? From table name is what? Table name is, if you see, table name is user table. So what we have to write? We have to write here user table. So here select star from user table. So this query will execute by this method, and data will come here in a list view. Okay, in a list. Data will come in a list collection, and the type of data is user class. Means one user information will come in form of this class. Okay, so this, if you see, it is only for reading right now. Now if I want to insert, because I want to insert the record also, so I have to put here insert and new method public and void and insert record, and here I have to pass the user. User is what? The class name which you want to insert. So this user table I have to pass here, this user class, this class name I have to pass here as a parameter in insert function to insert a record. Just only, I did not need to write any row query here, just the SQL query and the insert. So I will first make the code to insert data in SQLite using Room API. Then in next video I will display the record. So this DAO is completed. Second step, okay, this DAO is completed. Now next step is to create a database object. So this database object is an abstract class, and which is the subclass of Room database, and it returns the same user DAO which we have created earlier. Okay, so what we do, just we create one more class, put it my date room database. Okay, here this class should be the subclass of room database. Okay, and okay, and this class should be abstract class, should be abstract class, and here we have to put database annotation. In this database annotation we have to put entities, and here I have to pass the name of the class, that is user.class, and here I have to give the version name of the database, it is 1. So if I check it, this is entities and version equal to 1, database entities. So if I say it is small में entities, and this is version is also small. Okay, so username is user.class, this one is here for table name database which having this table, and here we have to create a method. This method should return the object of the this user DAO, which we create a DAO, the object of the DAO. So what we have to do, we have to create a function public abstract, and the name was my user DAO. Now get user DAO. So user DAO is a method created by me. This method will return the object of the my user DAO, this class my user DAO. This class having some certain operations which will be performed by this class. So now first step, creating an entity. Second step, creating a data access object. Final step, to create a database is ready. Now we have to make a coding here in the main activity for inserting, deleting and update. So for that the last step is to create an object of the room database. So for that we have to create this. So this is the application App database name. App database is what? App database is name of the this class. App database. So we have to create this. So we copy this and we make a coding here to create an object. So when we copy, so this name is my room database. My room database. This room is an API which we have to insert. This build and this class room database is class is my room database class. This is the name of the database. So name should be given by me. So my user DB is a name. And here before build, I have to use one more thing also because it is required allow main thread query then build. Otherwise, if I doesn't use allow main thread query, then it will generate error and it need a separate thread to perform this line of operation. So I don't want to create a separate thread. That's why I have allow this query to be run within the main thread. So main thread, I am not generating a multi-threading application. I'm just creating a thread. Without creating a new thread, I'm just performing this operation here. So now dv is performed. I have used this. Now we have to insert a record by using this. So for inserting a record, first of all we have to create the object button object. So first is insert, then insert button, then display button, display button, then we have a update button, then we have a delete button. Now we have a edit text. In edit text, we have UID, we have a name, and we have a PWD means password. Okay. Now we have to make a link. All these things we have to link here. So how to link? UID equal to find view by ID r dot id dot txt UID like this. Then name equal to find by view ID r dot id dot txt name. Then password equal to find view id dot r dot id dot txt pwd. Password is link. Now we are linking button. So insert. So find view by id r dot id dot btn insert. Then display find view by id r dot id dot btn display. Then next button is update. So find view by id r dot id dot btn update. Now last button is delete equal to find view by id r dot id dot btn delete. So button is ready. Now we have to perform operation for inserting a record in database. So before doing that, I just want to use the insert button. So insert dot set on click listener new on click listener. So here I have to create the code to insert data in SQLite database using Roam API. So what we have to do? We have to insert the record. So how I will insert? First of all, I will read the value from the text box. So int user ID equal to UID means UID is integer type. So we have to call integer dot parse int and UID dot get text dot to string. So it will convert into integer. Then we insert the field in a table. So how we will insert? We will create a class of user table. User table. and like this I have done in this also. Like this we have to insert. Like this I have to insert this because I want to insert the query. So I have to create this class object, and then I have to use the setter method of all these things to insert the value. Then I have to insert the record and generate a query. So for that, what we have to do, first of all, I have to create a class name. So user, then new object of a user class. Then I have to set user dot set uid. Here I have to pass the user ID which I have converted earlier integer, like this. Then I have to add the set name. So for name, name dot get text dot to string. So text value we have to insert here. Then user dot set pwd. Here pwd dot get text dot to string. So like this we have to add here. Now value is inserted in a class like this. Now I have to insert it. For inserting we have to use it in try and catch, because it is SQL exception will generate. So SQL exception is SQL constraint exception, like this. So is we have to use this, and here I have to display the exception if exception is there, and I have to display the message for successfully creating of inserting of this. So for what we have to do, we have to insert the record. So db dot get user do dot insert record, and here I have to pass the user object. It's very simple. You see, it's just calling this method. This method is available here in insert record. I am not doing any insert operation in SQL query, any insertion SQL query. Just I am doing this, and this is saying it's the inner class should be declared final. So we can declare it final. So then this is for inserting. If this is successfully execute, so we can make a toast dot make test get application context record inserted and toast dot short length dot show. Okay, and here we have to generate error if error is coming. For that also displaying toast dot make test get application context. Here we can say exception dot get message those are coming, and means error if is coming error, so we have to display error show. So this is the actual coding of inserting a record in database. So if I try to run this, you will see it will display the insertion query, but I would not display the record here. I will display record in a next video. This is the video. If I try to insert here data, so I will insert, I will write here suppose 121, then I write the name Dr. Vipin Kumar, and if I then I oh then I put here password, for example 12345 is my password, and if I click on, this is not the same application, this is a different application, so I have to call this one. I have to run this application again. This is my application. So if I take 121 and I put here Dr. Vipin Kumar, and I put here password 12345, then if I say insert, it will say insert record. Now record is inserted by using Room API. In next video, I will show you how to display this record, how to delete and update in next video series. Till then, bye.